As someone who has spent a lot of money buying stuff, I can confidently say that the things we buy make little to no difference in our lives. For example, this sweater is no different than the 5 other sweaters in my closet. Having a 10-step skincare routine didn't make my skin 10 times better. And unsurprisingly, that $500 hairdryer worked more or less the same as my $30 one. Makeup only goes skin deep. Clothes we wear don't change the person that we are. And the things that fill our house don't add long-lasting value to our lives. Once we realize that being material rich is pretty surface level and a vulnerable state to be in, it makes us question what we're actually working towards. Our society focuses so much on being material rich instead of being life rich. But ever since becoming a minimalist, I've been building a life according to what true wealth means to me. On top of that list is my health, mental well-being, relationships, my time, and experiences. So today, I thought I would share with you 5 of the most important minimalist money habits that have helped me to make this change in my life. You might have heard of this well-known study on happiness and money. Researchers have found that happiness increases with income, but there is a point of diminishing returns at about $75,000 to $120,000 a year. I think that the study is outdated, and there were so many details that were not accounted for. But when I read it, it was the first time I started to think about how much I need to earn to live a satisfactory life. A couple of years back, I found out the hard way what my point of diminishing returns was. My husband and I were doing more than okay financially, but I was so excited to earn more that I took every opportunity to do so without considering what I was actually trading for it. That is, my weekend sleep, family gatherings, and time doing things I love. In hindsight, that extra income was not worth it. Being able to work and earn money is a privilege. Having economic goals is great, but there are so many other aspects to life that add to our overall happiness. So knowing how much I need to live a good life has been my ultimate guide to balance out my life. Once I meet that goal, I know that the surplus won't add any more value to my life. Besides, money comes and goes, but there are things in life that we cannot get back. At times, I think we have to embrace lifestyle inflation. In my early 20s, I used to travel on a shoestring budget, staying in overcrowded hostels. But now in my 30s, I prefer to travel a bit differently and stay somewhere nicer with my husband. There is no shame in working hard to afford a better life for ourselves. But with that being said, lifestyle inflation can creep in and spread, and if we're not in control of our finances, it can be a slippery slope. What was once considered a luxury turns into a need, and as a result, we can't save for those bigger purchases that might have a bigger impact on our lives. No matter how much more we earn, my husband and I keep our lifestyle pretty much the same. This has actually given us more room and flexibility to spend towards things outside of our normal budget when we really want to and need to. If I want to go get a massage, go see my parents for their birthday, or pay for a dog groomer when life gets busy. But these expenses are far and few in between that it really doesn't make a big dent in our overall finances, and it feels like a nice treat when they happen. So this is your reminder to go and check your expenses. Know how much you really need and put aside the rest for the bigger goal that you have for yourself. I think this is the best way to be satisfied with your lifestyle while still building the life of your dreams. Investing our money is probably the fastest way to grow our wealth, but I think it's equally as important to invest in our well-being. And by that, I don't mean splurging on self-care stuff because it makes you happy. No judgment at all. But what I'm talking about is buying a stand-up desk if you work from home, going out for lunch on Mondays to have something to look forward to, or signing up for a group membership because you want to belong to a community. Growing our wealth and having a lot of money means nothing if we are not in a good mental state. In my other videos, I emphasize all the free and simple ways that we can achieve this through sleeping enough, exercising, having hobbies, and eating right. But sometimes it's not so simple, and money can be used in a way to benefit us now instead of later. I know in the beginning of the video, I said that the things we buy make little to no difference in our lives. I'm not switching my narrative here, but obviously, there are exceptions to this. Investing in yourself, your safety, health, peace of mind should be a priority. And sometimes buying the right things can make the world of a difference. The other day, I watched interviews of people in their 70s and 80s, and they were asked to give one piece of life advice. A shocking majority of them had a similar answer, which was to not compare ourselves to other people. Even though I heard this advice so many times, it hit me differently, hearing it from those who have lived through so much more life than me. There was a time when I used to compare myself to others as a motivation to do better. The person was earning more, so I should too. They bought a beautiful home, so that needs to be my goal as well. But I realized that even though the motivation was coming from a good place, I wasn't doing it for me, and I was just working towards someone else's dream. It's difficult to look at our peers or within our inner circle and not compare, especially because other people will do it for us and remind us of what they regard as the norm. But when we take a moment to recognize how incredibly unique everyone is, we realize that comparison will always be a losing game. In my sunset years, I want to look back and know that I did my best to live a life that's authentic to me, that I spent my time doing things that I found meaningful, spent my money the way I wanted, and had a lot of fun while doing it. To me, this is what true wealth looks like. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of decisions that we have to make every day. And because it's impossible to commit to all, we need to choose the ones that bring the most value to our lives. I have been applying this same concept to my finances, and it has made the world of a difference. Do I really want to put in time and effort for that project, extra work, or second job? How much value will I get out of it? And is it worth what I'm giving away? When I'm purchasing something, I ask myself, is it worth the money that I'm paying for and the time I spent working for it? It just takes a few minutes to think it over, but I think it truly helps to narrow down my options every single time. This way, when I say yes to something, it's always an enthusiastic yes. I think knowing what our time and energy is worth is the first step to creating boundaries, because without it, we're directionless, and it can sway us to do things or spend our money without our intent. So create a short mental checklist to help you guide your decisions. Your priorities will speak loudly for itself. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.